Hey folks, welcome to another Water Trek 360. I'm in Tulum, Mexico, and today I am doing the cenote Taak-Bi-Ha. Let's have some fun. Taak-Bi-Ha is part of the Dos Ojos cenote system, one of the largest and most famous cenote systems in Mexico. Taak-Bi-Ha means hidden root of water in Mayan. Make sure you look for the correct cenotes when you check online. Taak-Bi-Ha is the system we are talking about, not Taak-Bi-Lum, which is a short distance away. Taak-Bi-Ha is a cave cenote, which means you will need to climb down into a small entrance to get into the huge cave where the cenote is located. As soon as you get inside, you will be in awe with the incredible view of a large natural structure. Colorful limestone, stalactites and stalagmites, and rocks contrast the brilliant blue and turquoise water. You suit up at the staging tables up top, then carry your basic gear down the wooden stairs to the cenote entrance. It's narrow and steep. The rest of your gear, tanks, BC regs, once set up, take a different path. It is lowered via rope through a well hole in the cave ceiling, dropping the gear to a stone platform below. Entry and exit is pretty easy, and the inside of the cave is well lighted. No gloves, knives, cutting tools, or snorkels are allowed. Neither is bug repellent or sunscreen unless it's 100% biodegradable. No touching of roots, stalactites, stalagmites. Do not remove any fallen artifact or structure. I was on a private tour. Walter, our guide, is a highly experienced course director, Tech 50 instructor trainer, a cave instructor, and open circuit rebreather, DPV, and stage cave diver. Whew, what a mouthful. There were three of us. I followed Kate, who joined us for a couple of days. Our first dive was the Cavern Line. As we headed down, you can see immediately why the crystal clear waters and spectacular rock formations are popular with snorkelers as well as divers. It is one of the few cave cenote systems you'll find in Riviera Maya. It has a higher rating than Dos Ojos, so it's dived a bit less. Taak-Bi-Ha has 3 set cave lines you can traverse: the bedding line, the IMAX line, and the Dos Ojos Barbie access line. It also has the Cavern Line and the back line. On these dives, I used an iPhone 16 Pro. I left it in wide angle, even with distortion, so you could get a better feel of the experience. If you like bull sharks, check out this video. Here you can see the massive roof structures that have fallen down, possibly due to earthquakes. As in all cenotes, there are restricted areas. Please respect these boundaries, not just so that you don't create legal challenges for you and your guide, but because, as the sign says, there's nothing down here worth dying for. As you will see, the farther we got into the dive, the narrower some of the passages got. On our run, the max depth we hit was 25 feet, averaging about 15. That said, it's important to note, to dive Taak-Bi-Ha, rules state divers must demonstrate a high level of diving skills and buoyancy control due to its shallow water and the very fragile structures you pass through. It is asked that divers provide proof that they have dived at least one level 1, 2, or 3 cenotes and are capable of buoyancy control before being taken to Taak-Bi-Ha. There were several areas where we were barely below the surface. the surface mirroring the stalactites hanging down. It might be hard to tell on the video, but on our dives we hit a couple of sections that had virtually no spare room, basically 20 inches of clearance. As you see here, my camera is pointing down as I had no room to hold it but against my chest as I followed the line. Taak-Bi-Ha is connected to Dos Ojos, and it's located upstream of the Dos Ojos West Eye, approximately 800 feet. And with the approved guide and paperwork, you can navigate between the two cenotes. It is part of the larger Sac-Acton, one of the largest underwater cave systems in the world, about 240 miles long. Many cave divers actually navigate the roughly hour-and-a-half transit time underground from Taak-Bi-Ha to the El Pit Cenote, some 1.2 miles away. The Dos Ojos section is an anchialine cave system, meaning its waters flow underground towards an ocean, in this case, Zelha, a nearby coastal lagoon. Do check out my previous video on Dos Ojos for more detailed information on Yucatan cenote systems. Taak-Bi-Ha, due to the small amount of actual daylight area, has a small fish population. There is a possibility of observing freshwater eels and blind fish, but this is rare. Other cenotes do have cichlids, gobies, and even blue crabs. As we finished up our first dive, I again marveled how much clearer the water was than Dos Ojos. On our second dive, again, I was third in our trio. Due to the tightness of some of the areas on the first dive, I opted to go with a smaller rig. While I brought lights, I wanted to see how dramatic the visuals could be, pushing my new iPhone 16 Pro to the limits. So I rarely use lights on this dive. Let me know in the comments which of the two types you preferred, with or without lights. Curious to see the response. You'll notice obviously the reds and yellows are gone, but the contrast is interesting and gives you a better perspective on how dark it really gets in the cave sections. Things to know before you go. Taak-Bi-Ha is located inside the Parque dos Ojos. If you have your own car, the dive site is 45 minutes or so from Playa del Carmen, about 30 miles south and 13 miles north of Tulum. It's just over a half a mile on a really bumpy road from the Dos Ojos Park entrance. The entrance to Taak-Bi-Ha is roughly 200 to 300 feet past the Dos Ojos site. There is parking in front of the site. While bus or a reputable taxi are options, it is best to be shuttled like I was by the dive agency, avoiding the long walk from the park entrance and or the 25 to 30 pesos for the in-park taxi. So plan your day accordingly if you are not staying closer. Like most cenotes, it's privately owned and managed by a local community that maintains the site. They also make up the price and the rules as well. Entry fee is roughly $20 of just swimming. Snorkeling tour is about the same, and diving an additional $15 or so in cash. It's cash only, so bring pesos. Local dive agencies can charge anywhere from $130 to $250, depending on the gear you need and whether or not you do 2 to 3 dives. It is generally best to book through a dive center. Although it's not as crowded as Dos Ojos, it can still get pretty crowded, so try and get there early if you can, and avoid weekends if possible. It is generally open between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m., sometimes later. It has showers and toilets. You can rent, mask, and snorkel. It's an open site, so make sure you lock your valuables in your car before diving. There are no lockers at the site, so if you go by bus or car, make note of that. It has a small gift shop, and restaurants are just a 5-minute walk back at the Dos Ojos site. Some cenotes allow cameras, some do not. I've heard and seen reports firsthand of cenotes Chacmul and Kukulkan, as well as Dos Ojos, saying you can't bring in a camera due to the site having its own photographer. I was able to use mine at Taak-Bi-Ha. Some also have additional charges for larger camera rigs like mine, so check with each cenote before diving. Water temperature averages about 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Many dive with a dry suit, but for me, a 5 mil was all I needed. It's best to go during the dry season, November through April, but remember, peak tourist season is December through March. Mexico's tap water, including these tourist hotspots, is generally not recommended for direct consumption, so make sure you bring plenty of bottled water. The water depth at Taak-Bi-Ha varies, with the shallowest areas being suitable for snorkeling and the deeper sections reaching up to 60 feet for experienced divers. Cenotes also have a rating system for difficulty from 1 to 5 and require proof of certain levels of certification and experience in order to dive the more difficult 4 and 5 rated systems. I've seen Taak-Bi-Ha listed from level 3 to level 5, so I'm not really sure. But it does have a couple of really tight passages, as I pointed out, that certainly indicates a level 4. If you are claustrophobic or have challenges in tight places, consider your options. Taak-Bi-Ha and the greater Dos Ojos cenote system are an amazing diving experience. They are an awesome visual adventure that should be on everyone's bucket list. For me, Taak-Bi-Ha was more spectacular than Dos Ojos, but you be the judge. Whether you've done cenotes or not, it is worth the trip, but do plan ahead. I hope you enjoyed this magnificent cenote, Taak-Bi-Ha. Do check out my videos on Dos Ojos and bull shark diving. Coming soon is a video on the wreck of the C-53 at Cozumel. Anyway, my friends, stay safe in your dive adventures, and remember, until the next time, go explore, get wet,